You look just like how I'ma be. Sacred geometry. In a line, in a line, in a line, in a line, in a line. Three angels in kind, on time, go straight, don't sign.
Welcome to In Your Howse, starring me, Con House,
and Corbin Records.
and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing and covering some of the things that's going on in the wrestling world today. One of the things we're going to be touching on, I'm excited about it, I know Corbin is too, definitely excited, is NXT TakeOver Rivals tonight. Some of the matches we'll be covering is Kevin Owens versus
Sami Zayn,
for
the NXT Championship.
And it hadn't been on the line the whole time. It's just recently, they just recently put the belt on the line.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting to see where they go.
Oh, definitely.
Another match, I believe you were speaking about it earlier. It is the number one contenders match.
Yes, Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor.
That's definitely going to be a good one because
it could go either way.
It could really go either way. And the fact that we have that match and the championship match tonight, we could see Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn.
Exactly.
Or Adrian Neville versus Sami Zayn once again. I mean, there's just four different possibilities.
There's so many possibilities.
There's a lot of possibilities. Another match that people are pretty excited about is the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. Who'd you involve?
Charlotte,
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch.
Yep. But first, before we get into that, we're going to be covering other things in the WWE world. First one will be the Daniel Bryan
and Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Who's going to be leaving Fastlane, moving to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar? What are the possibilities? We'll discuss that right now. The hottest topic in WWE right now that has nothing to do with Seth Rollins and his nude pictures is Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane, February 22nd. The winner will go on to face the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 31. This is free to new subscribers, so there's one reason that you might want to catch it. But anyway, the reason that we got here is Roman Reigns, who for months have been rumored to win the Royal Rumble, in fact won it. Fans in Philly and fans around the internet were not happy about this, even though it had in fact been rumored for months, as I already stated. They are not happy with his mic work. They feel like his ring work could improve and that he's not ready for the stage like this. Cue in Daniel Bryan, who of course had to relinquish the title last year with an injury that kept him out for pretty much close to a year. And he never lost the title. So basically, it's what the WWE wants versus what the fans want. And we're going to see who gets what at Fastlane and who will go on to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We discuss that next. Of course, the first thing that we wanted to touch on was Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane, February 22nd, of course. We'll go over predictions and stuff a little bit later.
Okay.
But first, how do you feel about the storyline as it's come to fruition right now?
I feel like the WWE has really rushed this storyline because they got such backlash from Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. So now they're just trying to please everybody, but the problem is long term, they're going to have to step on somebody's toes.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it's just like what we had said. He'd been rumored for months to win the Royal Rumble. Like, a lot of people were still surprised, even with the return of Daniel Bryan, which even I didn't pick Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns to even win the Rumble. But that's just because that's how I think.
I really think they should have re-debuted Daniel Bryan after the Royal Rumble. I feel like that would have saved a lot of people from disappointment, and maybe they would have gotten behind Roman Reigns a bit more.
That could have been it, but at the same time, I think that Roman has been just so pushed.
Right.
And nowadays, if it's not something from the indies or something that people already know about, if it's created by the WWE and they're getting pushed, People don't like that. That's not what the fans or the smarks want to see.
Yeah, I can really get behind that, and I can understand that. You know, a lot of people like Daniel Bryan because they have seen him in the Indies, and he had an excellent show in WrestleMania 30, and then he got stripped. So people wanted to see him run with the title for a bit, and then maybe have it come to an end. I don't really know what they would have done from there, but
I think my biggest issue wasn't the fact that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. That wasn't my biggest issue. It was just the fact that it was kind of insulting the way he won the Royal Rumble. Because think of the last four. Just think of the last four. It was Roman Reigns, Big Show, Kane, and Rusev.
Yep.
You know, 3 out of those 4 guys weren't going to win.
Exactly.
I think I would have been a little bit more okay with it if the last 4 had probably been Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt.
Something more believable.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, and Roman Reigns. Then if Roman Reigns would have won, then I would have been like, okay, well, that's what the WWE wanted to do.
I thought the Rumble in and of itself was really unorganized, which, I mean, it's supposed to be chaotic, but it really seemed like a jumbled mess from start to finish. You know, as soon as Roman Reigns came down, you could tell he was going to win, because there weren't any other viable options, you know, for a winner.
Not really.
I mean, is Kane going to go back to WrestleMania?
I don't see, no. That part of his career is clearly done. He's going to do other things. But moving right along, basically, I feel like WWE, after the issue at Royal Rumble, the rioting and everything, I feel like WWE felt like they had to call an audible.
Right. You know, they've got to please at least a small fraction of those fans. That way they don't lose that fan base. Obviously, the WWE Network's still selling well.
Yeah. Canceled WWE Network, hashtag,
it
right?
Failed miserably. But, you know, we're getting Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns, and it could go either way, actually. I mean, they've pushed both equally at this point. Reigns seems more like a heel going into this to me. Do you think so?
Well, I think what WWE wanted to do at the Royal Rumble, they accomplished it. And that was make Roman Reigns the Samoan John Cena by splitting the fan base right down the middle.
That makes sense.
Because he has the casual fans. He has them. You know, he's got the look.
Right, he's got the
yada,
look.
Yada. You know, he's got that
He comes
badass,
in through the crowd.
Yeah, he comes in through the crowd, that badass intensity. But they had to split the fan base down the middle if they was going to actually make him a Samoan Cena, which they did because the backlash, they weren't happy when he won. They weren't happy.
And that's one of the appeals of John Cena, or somebody like him. People will pay to see him win, and people will pay to see him lose.
Exactly. That means, you know, no matter what he's doing, he's putting asses in
Exactly.
seats. Okay, alright, so we've kind of broken down a little bit, at least to an extent, what's going on with the prediction time. Who do you got, Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan, and why?
My prediction would have to be Daniel Bryan. You know, he was stripped of the title. He never got a chance to defend his title. If he got to go up against Brock Lesnar, that'd be a fantastic story to tell in and of itself. Daniel Bryan himself has been really looking forward to a match like that, and we don't know if we'll ever see Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring again after this. What about you?
There's always that possibility. For me, of course, the inner mark of me wants to say yes, yes, yes. But Vince is going to have his way.
That's true.
Vince is going to have his way, and
what
it
you
doesn't
said at
matter.
the Rumble.
Yep, that's what I said at the Rumble, that Vince is going to have his way. So I see Roman Reigns is going to win the match, but that's not to say that Daniel Bryan won't squeak in and possibly make it a triple threat match. But if you're asking me, as far as one-on-one, Vince is going to have his way. Roman Reigns.
At the end of the day, I think that actually Seth Rollins will end up
I think that'll be
with the
ultimate
WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
I'd be alright with that.
I would too.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother me too much.
No, because, I mean, how long has he had the Money in the Bank briefcase?
Since the summer.
Yeah,
He's had it for a while. It's about time. It's about time, and it'd be best for him to do it at WrestleMania. Kind of make his mark, you know.
He'd get his moment.
Yeah, he would. All right, moving right along.